What is up, everyone? This is Kesgod Game, and I'm Kalel Zephyr. We're back here with two guests. We got my cousin JJ back,
Yep, John Jr. in the flesh.
and my uncle Patrick.
What up, what up?
Um, so so today, we got two more playing games, and then NBA playoffs is back. Now, I want to start off with talking about, of course, the two playing games that have passed, but also the two playing games we have today. Who do you guys have coming out of those?
I mean, after what I saw the other night, I got to go with the Warriors over the Suns. Also, after what I saw the other night, got to go with the Hornets over Pablo and the Magic. We talked about Paulo Banchero,
Yes.
and he's been regressing bad. So those are my two picks.
I also got the Warriors, though I think the Suns definitely have a chance. I think that's going to be the game to watch. I think Charlotte and Orlando, I mean, last game they just played so terrible. Desmond Bain was their only source of offense. And speaking of Paulo, I have a gripe with him. Because when he was younger, a rookie, second year, it was fine. He needs to learn how to play off the ball. Like, you can tell when he has to play off the ball, that's when he starts pouting. That's when he starts not putting in effort, and that's really his biggest problem. They need to learn how to get him to do that or move on from him.
And this is not even just Paolo, but like the entire Magic team. Like, this was such a disappointing year for them. Like, in a year where Tatum was gone, like the East was wide open, this was supposed to be their year to be like a top 3, top 4 seed, and they're fighting for the 8th seed. So this, and I have the same picks as him. I got the Hornets coming out of the Magic game, I think convincingly, and the Warriors winning I think a close game with the Suns.
Yeah, the Warriors, man. I picked the Clippers, and as I'm watching that game, Clippers was in control, and then all of a sudden here comes fourth quarter Al. Like, what? I'm watching, and the thing is, it's not like he was doing anything miraculous. The Clippers were switching, doubling, and leaving him wide open. He hits one, cool, no big deal, right? He hits two, all right, let's tighten up a little bit. He hits three, let's actually go, like, stick to him. He hits four, now it's like, all right,
Yeah.
we put Kawhi on him.
Yeah.
Like, why did it take this long? And then Steph just doing what Steph does, man.
And then shout out Draymond too, because like obviously he has his moments. He's not a he's a very controversial player, but one thing you can never take away from him, he's one of the best defenders we've seen. He locked up Kawhi.
He had great basketball IQ. I
Yes.
think because of his shenanigans and antics, that gets lost because those are bonehead decisions and things he does. But
sure.
overall, his basketball IQ is top tier.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I had the Clippers winning too, but yeah, Al Horford. I think that was a huge pickup for them. A really slept on pick. I was talking about it. I feel like I already knew the playoffs. That's when that pickup's gonna be most important. Regular season, it's gonna be cool, but also KP actually playing well. Like, KP's a good player. He plays well when he plays. He's just inconsistent. I didn't know how we would play, but having 20, that gave a lot of wiggle room for Curry to be able to get more looks with KP and Al making shots. Pods had 15. Like, it was a great team win. Draymond had a great game, not really stat wise, but just showing
Impact.
why. Yeah,
Yeah.
he had a great impact on the game, showing why he's there, why he's still there.
And looking at the stat line now, it's just a very Draymond game. 7 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 steals.
Yeah.
That last steal
Yes.
was big time.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
clutch.
Looking at the 76ers game, that of course means the 76ers will be seeing the Celtics in the first round.
I love it.
Love it. But
Do you guys love it because there's no Embiid,
Even
or
if
just
there was
in general?
I love it regardless.
Yeah, me too. Even with Embiid, and they've been playing good basketball. If they hadn't beat, I think it would be kind of tough. I think that they would steal 2. I think they get at least 1. I do still think that we win the series, but it's Philly. You
Yeah, we're
love
not-
to see
The
it.
Celtics aren't a team that sweeps a lot,
Yeah,
so that will probably go to 5 games.
yeah, but yeah, it's Philly.
Yeah.
See, you hate them. You want to see them in the playoffs, and the fact that the Knicks are on our side of the bracket too.
It's a tough road.
Nah. I mean, it depends on when Embiid plays. Because if he doesn't play and we can take it, and we could just get him in 5, get well rested, get ready for the Knicks. I think
Whoa.
that we're in
And
a-
honestly,
hold
even if he
on.
does play, he's not gonna be Embiid. Like that's
he's always
Well,
gonna
it was an appendectomy, so it wasn't an actual physical thing. So we don't
Mhm.
know what the recovery looks like
for sure.
that.
That's why
But-
I'm saying he might come back.
Let's not overlook Atlanta talking about strictly the Knicks though.
I know.
Yeah,
Atlanta. I think that series is gonna be good.
I'm
we'll
very
get into that later.
I'm
but
very interested to. Cause I actually wanted to transition to our brackets right now because I'm very interested
cool.
to see that series.
Honestly, I had them as as a sleeper. I had them as one of my upsets. I mean, I'm hoping it's the Knicks just because last year I need that back. But I don't know. The Knicks have just been inconsistent all year. They started off well, but as the season went on, they just seemed to get worse.
Showed cracks.
Yeah, Cat's not playing the way that they got him to play, and Jalen Brunson, I got a bone to pick with him. I can't watch him play. Every time if you just turn on the next game. If you see Jalen Brunson on the floor, he's gonna hold the ball for at least the first 16 seconds of every possession. He's gonna throw up at least 4 dumb shots a game, and he's not gonna get his teammates involved until either he's gonna do it early in the game and not at the end of the game, or vice versa. He's never just gonna
Let the game flow.
He's always he's gonna pass out. Then when he passes, finally after 16 seconds, his teammates don't got no wiggle room. They can't do anything. It's really 2 dribbles, look to shoot or pass.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think he's a great player. Obviously, probably one of the best point guards in the league, but an overrated player, I would say.
Yeah. It's just when you look at his assist numbers and then you actually watch the game, those assists aren't playmaking
They're
assists.
Passes and his teammate
Yeah.
hits the bucket.
Yeah, he's more of a scorer. I wouldn't really consider him a playmaker.
I agree in terms of him being a scorer, not a playmaker. I mean, when they got him, that's really what they got him for. Because prior to getting him, we saw playoff Brunson in
Yep.
Dallas. When
Mhm.
Luka went
When Luka
down,
went
Brunson exploded. So they're like, oh, wait a minute.
We need
They didn't pay him. We can get him because this is something we need.
Mhm.
And he's been doing just that. He's been the number one,
and of course,
ultimate green light. So
Yeah,
that's
for
what he's
sure.
doing. He's showcasing that he got
Mhm.
the green light.
For sure.
In terms of the Knicks, I think one thing that's lost, which a lot of people criticized, me being one of them as well, was Thibodeau.
Tibbs.
He played these guys and going back to Derrick Rose, like that's when I started having a gripe with Tibbs overworking his guys. You're up, I think it was like 18 in the fourth quarter in the playoffs. I think it was 2010 or something like that. This is
I believe so.
before the 3 ball was what it is. 4 minutes left, up 18. Essentially, that game's over.
Yep.
yeah.
For sure.
Now it's a different story because
Mhm.
everybody's chucking up the threes. But
Yep.
I think that's the difference. Mike Brown, he's been trying to utilize other guys and things like that, which is fair, but you're not getting the most out of these guys because they're playing a little bit less, so they kind of, I want to say, taking their foot off the gas a bit, where it's like, all right, let me go hard for 3 minutes. All right, well, I'm about to sub out so I can just chill, I sit. Whereas with Tibbs, it's go
Yeah,
mode.
it's go.
Yeah, what you really need there is kind of like a happy medium where you're having those guys play the necessary minutes, but you still have your bench players to pick up a little bit of slack.
Yes
Yeah.
and no, though, because if you think about it, this is Mike Brown inherited the same team that Tibbs just got let go from.
Yes.
Yep.
And they finished third in they finished third in
Yeah,
a
wide
season
open
where Boston didn't have Tatum.
Wide open East.
You know what I mean? It was wide open. They just came off the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With Tibbs. All you did was switch the coaching, and you see some of the productivity. Like, yeah, you're getting more out of OG. The Mikal Bridges trade isn't panning out because he's
That was a terrible.
not really
trade.
doing what was expected, I guess. But Tibbs really knows how to get the best out of his guys. He does keep a very short rotation, but again, that got you to the Eastern Conference Finals, one game away from the NBA Finals. Mike Brown, I heard Stephen A. say this, and I agree. If they lose to Atlanta in the first round, he's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone.
1,000 for
The
them.
1 year.
Yes,
Think about it.
he has to.
All you did was change the coach. That coach that got you to the Eastern Conference Finals, 7 games. You insert Mike Brown, and then you lose in the first
First
round.
round?
You got to go.
After being a third seed with a wide open East, I didn't like the Tibbs firing to begin with,
Me
especially
neither.
because
Me neither.
they were right there. They were so close. Obviously, Tatum went down, so you already knew. It's not like they didn't know, and Tatum just got hurt in the offseason. You already knew Tatum wasn't going to be there for a long time, so you got to look at it like, okay, this is go mode. We have to go fully invest in this season. This season is the season to bring a championship to New York. And they fired their coach after being one game away from making the NBA Finals.
And
I didn't like it.
And honestly, like, going into this year, you expected the Knicks to be the 1 seed. Obviously, nobody expected such a big year from the Pistons, but at least the 2 seed.
For sure.
And now they're finishing under a team that was without Tatum for most of the year, but we were over them without when we did not have Tatum in the first place. So that us getting Tatum was irrelevant, and
Just disappointing, honestly.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, granted, they're still third, but
It's the
Pacers made it to the finals.
Yep.
They lost Halliburton. That team got blown up.
Yep.
So throw them away. Everybody on Boston was essentially gone except for Jaylen Brown. So everybody expected them to teeter between
Yep.
5 or 6, right?
Mhm.
Milwaukee,
Blowing up,
it was bad.
Yeah, that
So
That was just-
legitimately,
wide open.
the East was the Knicks for the taking. A game away from the NBA Finals, bringing back the same exact team, and everybody else has been depleted. Indirectly, this was a bit disappointing, which is why if they lose to Atlanta in the first round, you got it.
yeah.
You got to make a change. If you don't fire Mike Brown, then you got to make some trades.
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges got to go.
Yes,
I don't. That's scary.
even if they fire him or they don't fire him, regardless he has to go. They
I-
gave up way too much for him in the first place. I never thought that was a good idea.
That's the thing.
He takes
would-
a lot of nights off on defense. I mean, not on defense, on offense.
I mean, he's an Iron Man. He's never missed the
Yeah,
NBA
he's
game.
never gonna miss a game. But you could. I get what you're saying. There's definitely games where he slacks on offense and he's not as consistent. I just don't understand. Okay, you trade 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, who isn't a superstar, isn't even an all-star. He's all-star caliber, but he's not an all-star. And he played. I think he was an all-star that year, but I think that was his first year. He might have been an all-star or just missed it. But he's playing by himself on the Nets. Anybody should be an all-star with his talent. And then they trade 5 first-round picks for him, which was a terrible idea. But Villanova Knicks, we're bringing everybody back, and then they ship off Dante DiVincenzo
Right.
before the season starts. So what was the purpose?
To your point there, he's never been an all-star.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I don't remember if he did make it or if he was like right there for the voting, but yeah, like he's all-star caliber. But if you're trading 5 first-round picks, you better give me a top 10, top 15 player in the league.
Yeah, so to me, that that series is a complete toss up. I really respect the Hawks and their perimeter defense is very good. Jalen Johnson's taking a big leap.
Huge lead.
Um,
Nikhil
Nickeil
Alexander Walker,
he
most
he might be
improved.
most improved player.
Yeah,
Should be most improved player. The Hawks are a great team, and I see a lot of Knicks fans like brushing them off, saying Knicks in 4, Knicks in 5. That series is going to at least 6, I believe.
What's
I
funny
think so
is they
too.
said the same thing back when Trey Young
Mhm.
eliminated them a few years back.
Yep.
Everybody was big on the Knicks this, Knicks that, and Atlanta came and tore that whole thing up. I think one person that a lot of people are overlooking or not really giving enough just due, C.J. McCollum.
Yeah.
That veteran presence,
Yep.
plus the fact he can run the team, he can score the ball. He's been in a conference finals with Portland. He's gonna get those guys like right,
Prepared. Yeah.
Not only been there, but he contributed.
big
Mhm.
time. Oh,
Yeah.
he was the
Mhm.
number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's going a little under the bridge, but I don't know that series.
That could be a sleeper.
Atlanta, man, they
That
can
I think that's gonna.
they can shock some people.
That's probably gonna be the that. I think the Nuggets and the Lakers.
No, Nuggets and
No, I'm saying like
Timberwolves.
Nuggets, Timberwolves, and then Lakers, Rockets. I'm saying those 3 series. Those are probably gonna be the longest and best like series. Hopefully, that's what we're hoping.
So I think
Um,
for me, first round Nuggets Timberwolves is going to be the best series on paper.
mhm.
We'll see how it manifests, but that to me looks like it should be the best and
too.
most exciting one.
Yep, for sure.
Rockets Lakers, not so much
I
because we
got the
don't know
Rockets. Yeah, we don't know
what's up with
if
Luka, what's
Luka,
Austin Reeves,
Austin Reeves. I think
and LeBron is. Look, as great as he has been and can be, right now, he can't get 4 games against that Thunder team. I don't see it.
yeah. I think he can get at least 1 to 2. So if Luka can come back, the Rockets, they're a mess. They're a huge mess. One, I don't know what they got going on, but their talent development has been lackluster. Jabari Smith, we seen it with him. He's supposed to be way better than he is right now. Cam Whitmore, they couldn't progress him, so they just shipped him off. Amen Thompson, he's been solid, but he definitely could be better than what he is, and just things like that. I mean, Sengun's really good, but it's just their inconsistencies with developing talent. And then when you watch those guys on the court, there's games where they'll get KD involved, but then everybody else will take a huge step back and
They ball watch.
yeah, yep. And then Sengun, when Sengun's touching the ball, and when others are touching the ball, you see KD take a step back, and things are just off. They don't know how to play together, which
Yeah,
is concerning.
Going
for-
into this year, like you expected the Rockets to be like another KD super team, but it's more like just KD in them,
yeah, it's
and they're not getting a lot of bench help. I believe they're last in the league in that. No Van Vliet, that hurt them a lot.
That's one of the things that surprised me is knowing that he went down. The fact they didn't go get a solid floor general.
mm-hmm.
Like you don't gotta get anybody extravagant, but like get you a point guard who can run the team, create offense. Cause
They're making KD do it right now.
and that's
Mhm.
the problem. I don't.
Because
That's not where he's most comfortable.
He's
yeah.
not a playmaker. He wants to be a scorer.
Yeah, that's not where he's most comfortable. Like in crunch time, yeah, I get it. You give the ball to your best player, but to have him bring the ball up the court, and I think a lot of teams are starting to figure this out. He's like a $180, but he's 6'10", so he looks. They call him the Slim Reaper for a reason because he's
Yeah.
slender. So they pick him up full court and they body him
Yeah,
up.
be physical.
And that takes a lot of energy out of him. If you need him to do that for the last 7 minutes of the fourth quarter, when it comes down to needing something, he may not have anything left.
Yep.
So I was surprised they didn't go get them a PG point guard to go ahead and run the team and get him off the ball, let him get in the elbow,
Mm-hmm.
the
And work,
point
let
guard
him
bring
work
up the
from there.
ball, give it to him in the elbow, and then let him do what he has to do. So, but one thing I will say is Ime Udoka is a great coach. So for the playoffs, especially the first round,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna see how he makes that work. Maybe Thompson's gonna be more of the ball handler or whatever, but I
Mhm.
think less playmaking responsibility for KD will do them justice.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Ime makes the proper
Cause
adjustments.
last year it was pretty bad. I would have loved like a Marcus Smart kind of player for them. Someone that's gonna play defense. He doesn't really care about scoring. Just gonna play defense and play. He takes some questionable
A
shots.
lot of
He
questions.
takes,
Plenty.
but just a player like that. Not necessarily him, especially because he's older. But like, I'm trying to think of a player that they could have picked up for pennies on the dollar, or someone that they could have just signed. But
Maybe
someone,
Schroeder.
yeah, someone like a Dennis Schroeder, someone that can score but not infatuated with it. He can bring the ball up, make the right read, and play defense. I think that would really help them. But we'll see how they play.
But I do think I'm rooting for the Lakers here. I hope LeBron got one last run in him, but I do think the Rockets are gonna come out of that series.
Oh, you
Another-
better than me. I'll never say I'm rooting for the Lakers.
Another series I'm very interested in is the Cavs and the Raptors, because the Cavs are this good on paper, but when the playoffs come, they kind of perform below their potential, and the Raptors are playing on house money right now. They were definitely not expected to be here,
Agreed.
and of course they got great defense with, I believe, a DPOI candidate in Scotty Barnes. RJ Barrett's playing well.
Brandon Ingram's a bucket.
Mhm.
He's a bucket.
Oh yeah, Brandon Ingram. His first All-Star appearance, I believe. Grady Dick just able to do anything,
Yep.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the Cavs have disappointed us, but on paper, I don't see it going more than 6 games.
I was gonna say.
Oh yeah,
that.
I do think the Cavs should win this one
handle it.
fairly easily.
Like I think
Mhm.
it'll go 6 if there's a game where Donovan and Harden just take off or don't show up.
Mhm.
But other than
I was
that,
gonna say I got Cleveland in 5.
yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like
Just
I
cause.
hear it. The narrative sounds cool. You know, Cavs have disappointed us in years
Mhm.
past, but again, you got Donovan Mitchell, who led them to the best league last year and had a first round exit. I know it's his mission at the bare minimum to not let that happen again. Mobley's gotten better. Jared Allen, you got all those guys, and then the addition of James Harden,
Yup. I think him
who
for.
he has accepted, understood, and knows his playmaking ability and how he can do things.
Mhm.
And if needed, again, we know playoff Harden hasn't been the best, but generally speaking, if needed, we know Harden can get you buckets too.
Because
So I
even
think-
last year, Harden showed up for the Clippers. They just ended up losing because
In
I mean
7.
they versed Denver, but
Well, I don't know if did Harden show up in Game 7.
not in Game 7.
Not in game.
Not
So that's
in
what I'm
Game
saying.
7. But he helped them get to Game 7.
Right.
But I would hope you don't see a Game 7 with the Raptors, because then you have some discussions to have.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But Donovan Mitchell, he's just dealt with this his whole career. But it's not like he's been the problem. He's been consistent. I think him, Mobley getting better, Jared Allen getting better, especially with Harden. He's been way better with Harden. Their problem was they didn't really have the playmaking ability because Darius Garland never plays basketball. He's always hurt, so it forced Ty Jerome to play that role or Donovan Mitchell to play that role, which Donovan Mitchell's also looking to score the basketball. With them having a true playmaker, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, they're going to be better.
They're gonna eat.
Yup. They got Max Strus, a good shooter, great shooter for them. They actually have depth, so I think they'll
They
be
got
fine this
Schroeder
year.
in that trade as well, right?
Yes.
So you got a guy who will defend,
Yep.
hit an occasional three. Sometimes he go off
He
for
sometimes he'll
16
go
or
off.
something like
Yep.
that. And for him, that's going off because you don't expect that, especially coming off the bench. So I
Yep.
think
If they can have like a, a game or two from that from him, then the Cavs are gonna be very scary.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
In terms of the whoever the Pistons playing, which is most likely most likely the Hornets.
I think that's
That might get spooky.
I was gonna say that's a
Mhm.
scary situation for them because
I think it's a much more interesting match because if
yeah,
they play the Magic, that's
definitely
a
more
sweep.
entertaining,
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah, Magic. They're bound to be first round exits. It's like this every year. They have to make something happen, especially because the dynamic with Franz and Paulo, it's not working. I feel like they have to ship one of them after this off season.
I think that Hornets team, man, they're exciting to watch.
They are.
Fast paced, up
Yep.
and down. Detroit, they give me more of a like a slower tempo.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Cade's gonna do his thing, but Cade's not 100%. Jalen Durham, that's a man child, but
Yep.
is he gonna be able to keep up with that pace of that Hornets team? Because they get up and down. You got Moose. He'll
Yep.
give you a solid 8 to 10 minutes of high energy, sit out, then they'll go small and just run you. Like, I think that's gonna be a spooky series if Colin Kneppel can knock down
Show
a
up.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because in that playing,
That
struggled.
he struggled mightily. I think he's gonna play better today. But
Yeah.
that's the thing. The problem, I think the problem that the Pistons are gonna run into, the Pistons remind me of an old school team. They remind me of a team from 2000s. They take a lot of mid-range shots, look to get it going in the paint. They
Very-
don't shoot as many threes, and especially with Cade being their superstar.
very physical.
Yep. Cade he'll take mid ranges, get in a rhythm, then take a three ball. Then he'll start shooting the threes. He's more like a mellow type of player, Chris Paul type of player. He likes to get in a rhythm before he starts shooting that three ball. They got Asar Thompson. He's not really a 3-point shooter. They got a true inside big in Jalen Duren. They don't really have a lot of shooting.
their shooting comes from Duncan Robinson,
Yup.
which
Yes.
he's a
Yep,
sniper.
he is. But we've seen in playoffs, we've seen him be a little shaky at times.
well,
Not
that's
against
so-
us.
We'll see.
He can't create his own. You can't. He can't
Yeah.
create his own shot.
So we'll see how that goes, but I think the high energy, fast pace, a lot of shooting. I think those games are either gonna come down to the Hornets being fast paced, shooting a lot of threes. If they're hitting, if the Pistons get down by a lot, not even a lot. If they get down 10, 15, that game might be over for the Pistons. If the Hornets are missing shots and the Pistons show up on defense, that I think that's gonna be the biggest thing in the series. If the Hornets can shoot, if they're shooting efficiently, it might get bad.
Yeah, and if we see better shooting from Khan, then I think this is definitely a series to watch because the Hornets during the regular season they were like they had the best record like in the league, 27-5 with their starting five. That's the best win percentage in the league. Like when their starting five is all healthy. So if they can all play well, if Khan continues to play well, Brandon Miller, obviously we know what he can do. LaMelo, like that, the chemistry there is of the best in the league, and if they, like you said, if they can continue that fast-paced offense, I think that does beat the Pistons' old school like style of play if they can hit their shots.
I gotta ask y'all, how do y'all feel about LaMelo being able to play in this playing game, this upcoming one?
I'm cool with it because the refs did nothing in the game, right? If they would have looked at it, reviewed it, did all that stuff, and then ejected him or whatever, I'm cool with it at the moment. It's unfortunate what happened to Bam. Also, like Coach Spo said, that's not the reason they lost because they still had their
For sure.
opportunity.
Yeah.
For sure.
The game could have been different, who knows? But they still were right there. They actually had the lead.
Yeah,
Then
they-
LaMelo made the layup.
Mhm.
Then Miles Bridges had the game-saving block. But now, I think
Insane sequence.
That
it's the right business move for the NBA.
Mhm.
This is a playing game.
That's what I.
This is winner take all. You don't do something like that
In
you know
a
what I
one
mean?
game thing. I
Yeah.
feel like if it was a 7
If
game,
it was
they
seven
could
game
have
series, if
Yep.
this was game two coming into game two, they
Mhm.
suspended from game two or something like that. Fine, no big deal.
one
but
game.
In a playing game where it's winner take all at this moment for the playoff spot.
I think especially since it's LaMelo. I feel like since it's their superstar, if it was a sixth man or someone that's a starter but not, he's interchangeable, they wouldn't be as hesitant to suspend him. But I feel like since it's their guy, and really they're one of their older players, 'cause they're a really young team, and he's the leader of that team, I think that they can't really do it. I just wanted to see y'all thoughts because I've heard.
I'm also not a fan of
Mhm.
upgrading it to a flagrant 2, because a flagrant 2 ejects you out the game.
Yep.
It doesn't suspend you. The game's over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hit them with the fine. All good. Say they should have called it this.
Yep.
You upgraded to a flagrant 2. What does that
That
do?
doesn't do anything.
Yep.
Especially when the game is over, he doesn't do anything.
You see what I'm saying? Because in the game, you call the flagrant 2, if you will. He's ejected. Miami gets free throws and the ball. And then from there, we have no idea what happens.
Mhm.
Game's over. After the game, we're looking at it. We're going to upgrade this to a flagrant 2. Oh, gee, thanks. Now he has a flagrant 2 on his record. Like, what is...
Yeah.
It's irrelevant. Just say he should... Because one thing I also hate is the 2-minute report. Oh, this should have been a call to foul. Don't tell me this now. Because
Yeah.
it changes nothing. You're not going to give us an opportunity to go back and replay these
Yep,
moments.
Exactly.
Just don't even say anything about it. It is what it is. Like, the outcome is the outcome. But for the NBA to go back and do the 2-minute report, upgraded to a flagrant 2, has no bearing on the game.
Mhm.
It does nothing for me. So what does that mean? Like, what does that do? So I am happy he's able to play because, again, you don't want that to interfere with game
The seat, yeah.
game 7, if you will, tonight.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I'm cool with the fact that he's able to play.
Yeah.
And
that-
moving on to the next matchup, Spurs and Portland. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Denny Avdija because he played his mind off
Yeah.
against the Suns.
Mhm.
40 points, almost a triple double.
Yep.
That was an insane game from him, but I think this is gonna be a sweep.
I got gentleman sweep. I got
see them
Spurs.
getting one.
I got Spurs in
They
in 5.
they can definitely take one in Portland. Game 3 or game
Mhm.
4, I can see them winning.
Yep. I had them in 5. I could see a sweep, but I personally got them in 5. They played a great game with Phoenix. That game was amazing, but yeah, I don't think that they can take that to San Antonio. They're too much of a powerhouse.
I personally think that was just a kind of a mismatch to begin with. That's why I was surprised a lot of people were picking Phoenix because Phoenix relies a lot on the 3 ball, and one of Portland's best traits is that they can defend that so well. They have a lot of great perimeter defense guys, mainly Drew Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very surprised to see people picking Phoenix when that's a clear mismatch to me.
Yeah. Honestly, Phoenix could have snuck away with that game. Jalen Green had a great game, but Devin Booker, like he didn't have a bad game, but for you to be the guy, I won't say he didn't show up, but you expect him to do more, especially in a game that close. You expect him to be the guy, the leading scorer, but they really keyed in on him, and he struggled, honestly. 7 for 17. Dylan Brooks showed up. I think Dylan Brooks has been the biggest
surprise.
Yeah, I think he's been the biggest impact. And honestly, it was the same thing last year. He helped Houston a lot. He gave them the vet experience.
But it does go both ways because Dylan Brooks is their primary defender, and
Hmm.
he was guarding Denny Avija. So
Yeah,
make
for
that
sure,
what you will.
for sure.
You said who's guarding Avita?
Dylan Brooks.
No,
He was at
He spent a
times.
lot of time on.
I was gonna say.
Drew Holiday.
He did.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time on Drew Holiday. It got a little chippy with them too, but he spent a lot of time on Drew Holiday.
Yeah, they rotated defenders a lot, but Denny was just on one. I mean,
I do see Devin Booker having a big game against Golden State. I do
Me
think they'll
too.
lose, but I see him having a big game against Golden State with Boggs guarding him.
if he can be more efficient, and if Jalen Green can put up similar production to what he did against Portland, I think they have a legit shot.
I will say this: I was impressed and happy to see Jalen Green play like that, because where was he in the playoffs last year?
His whole career, honestly, he's just. But like his rookie season was great, and you look at his rookie season, you're like, okay, we might have the Rocks we're looking at, like we might have our guy. And since then, it's been regression, just playoff mishaps.
Because what did he have? 2 games last year under 10 points in the playoffs?
Yeah,
And you're supposed to be the guy, the franchise guy?
yeah,
Nah, inexcusable.
yeah. He's just been inconsistent his whole career besides his rookie year, and he has the talent, but I don't know. There's
I think you
gotta
can
be
look at
something
that
going
trade
on.
as a win-win because Dylan Brooks is giving you quality play if you're Phoenix
Mhm.
and if you're Houston and
Yeah,
and
Well, I don't know if you can
Jalen
call it a
Green.
win-win if they miss the playoffs.
yes.
Because if they lose tonight, it worked for Houston.
Yeah.
They got their guy who's a closer, who's a superstar.
Yep,
They got off
that's
of
true.
the guy who was supposed to be a franchise, who was getting all this money in Jalen Green, and he in the playoffs last year stunk up the joint. So, they
They
need
have to make the playoffs.
And then from a regular season standpoint, it's a win-win because both teams had the guy that they want now. They made the playoffs, but Phoenix misses. It's a win for Houston, but Phoenix takes the L
Yeah,
because they traded for these 2 guys, and Dylan Brooks been a stud.
I was gonna say I think Dylan Brooks is more impactful than Jalen Green, which is terrible.
Yeah.
As Jalen Green was the number 2 pick just a couple of years ago,
Yeah,
and now
he's a stud.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks been a stud this year. But if they lose tonight against the Warriors, then Houston won the trade. Because Houston, in my opinion, like I said, I think they beat the Lakers.
Yeah, me
So
too.
you're getting at
Me
least
too.
one playoff series win with
Compared to a team,
that missed the playoffs.
yeah.
Precisely.
And I didn't want to spend too much time on this series because we all know how it's gonna go. But obviously, we have the Thunder going against the potential 8th seed, which, as we said, is a toss-up.
I will say this. You guys might be too young for this, but I saw 8th seed Golden State Warriors take out the number 1 seed Dallas Mavericks
Yep.
with an MVP Dirk.
Yup.
So it's not the same team,
We
things of that
believe.
nature. I believe OKC is going to win, but I'm not going to just say, like, yeah, OKC, they're probably going to sweep. You got Steph Curry,
I won't say sweet.
and you got these veterans who's been in the playoffs, who's been in the finals, who's won finals against a team who just did it themselves. It could be a very interesting series. One,
It could, especially if
could-
Shay's.
this could speak to the legend of Steph. You know what I mean? This can also speak to really how good is Steve Kerr as a coach.
I was gonna ask y'all that. How do y'all feel about Steve Kerr? I'll give my opinion on him last.
Because now you got to coach your ass off. You don't have the best talent right now. So you're going to have to coach your ass off, plug and play, and figure things out. So I can see that series going 6 games.
I was gonna say
for
I can see a
sure. I
4-2,
can see it.
4-1.
I can see it going 6 games. If it goes 7, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised.
If it goes 7, honestly, I have the Warriors. If it goes to 7, because obviously OKC's gonna be at home. You don't want to play Steph Curry in a game 7.
In a winner go home
You
situation,
don't want that. That is the scariest thing that you can see, because you know he's gonna go off. And Steph, he's so special because he needs an ounce of space to shoot, and he plays off the ball.
yep. And we spoke about it last week about Shea's defense.
Yep.
Yes, it's not.
We're gonna see.
It's not as good as
Like they're gonna put Dort, but what the Warriors are great at is
Getting those
setting-
switches,
setting
off-ball
off-ball screens.
screens,
Curry
getting- yep.
has
getting other guys on.
Yep.
his energy tank is, of the likes of the Rip Hamiltons and the Ray Allens, where he's gonna run off the
Run
screens
around,
and
which
keep
is-
running until he gets open and he doesn't get tired.
which is ridiculous because he's almost 40, and he still got like that.
so
Um,
it can
it
get
can.
scary.
I just don't.
And to your point of Dort guarding Steph, this is
He's gonna hurt
a
him.
little. Yeah,
He's
I
gonna
was
hurt
gonna
him.
say because
He's
it is a little scary seeing that because
he's just.
Dort obviously has a reputation of being a dirty player for good reason.
Yeah, well, the
Most
the
of
Warriors have Draymond Green, so if Dort does something like that, expect retaliation.
Oh, for sure.
Which is, it's very funny to me because, of course, the Warriors are playing the Suns with Dylan Brooks to
Mhm.
advance to the 8th seed and play Lou Dort. So
Which I
that's
think,
very funny to me.
but I think if something does happen with Steph, there's nothing that the Warriors can do. If Steph misses 2 games, honestly, or
Series
even
over.
1, if he misses 1, they still have a shot. If he misses 2, that series is done. They can hurt
you're not-
Shea, but they have the surrounding.
You're not
pieces.
getting scoring from other guys at all.
Yeah, because Steph takes up so much gravity that's what allows the other players to really flourish and get open shots. You can't really. That offense is built around Steph. You take Steph out that offense, that's when you see them start just.
Relying on pods too much.
He's not even.
Honestly, and this goes to my point. I don't like Steve Kerr.
Because
coach.
he picked Podzinski to stay over Clay.
Not even that.
And
Here,
and Kaminga.
hear it. Steve Kerr sent the 2022 ring gives him more validation, though I think that was more of
Steph and
Steph's
Clay
doing.
thing.
Yeah, Steph's doing, going off. Clay, Jordan Poole, the team. Obviously, he coached the team, but I think he gets a lot of extra credit when Steph goes down.
The team goes
That
down.
team is horrible to even
We
watch.
saw it in 2020.
And obviously, when you lose a superstar, you're gonna get worse, and they don't have a lot of depth, so that's expected. But really my last straw, when I was on here last time, after the pod, we talked about what he said what he said to
pods.
pods. You don't say stuff like that to a player that's currently on your team. Honestly, I ex-player, I mean, some coaches are different. Some people would, some people won't. A player that's on your team, as a coach, you're not supposed to talk bad about that player, regardless of how you feel, especially in the media. If you say it in the locker room and it stays in the locker room, cool. In the media, that just allows too much outside noise to get inside the locker room. Him and JJ Redick, I feel like they do things that just don't need to be done, and they don't run their rotations properly. That's just my opinion, though.
And the last series we have
Wait,
to talk.
before you move on.
Oh.
If the Suns win, I see them getting swept.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, we can.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to see if we were on the same page about that.
Yeah, if the Suns
So-
win, yeah, goodbye.
So yeah, I think we all hope that Golden State comes out of that series so that at least it's a little interesting.
Yeah.
You guys are a little higher on them to me. I see that. I see them losing in 5, but if you guys are right, that would be
Yeah.
very interesting.
You
to see.
a game set. Oh, man, that would be
Yeah.
crazy. Because you just
The
man.
legend of Curry, man.
Yeah.
Well, moving on to our last playoff series, we got the. Well, I do want to look at like how the bracket would look, but
Mm-hmm.
our last round 1 playoff series would be the Nuggets and the Timberwolves.
I can see that going 7. One thing I won't do,
One
I'm
like,
not counting Ant-Man. He's been to the Western Conference Finals back-to-back
Yes.
years. Like, I can't count him out.
but like my personal thing is he healthy and how healthy is he? Because I believe he sat out like, I believe there was like issues with him near the end of the year, and that's just not something you want to see
Mhm.
from your franchise player when the playoffs are about to start.
For sure. It's not even an Ant-Man thing. I won't say you can scheme Ant-Man out the game, but you can have tactics to limit him, and you know he's still gonna take those shots anyway. He got that Kobe mentality. He's gonna shoot shots even if they're bad shots, and especially Naz Reid hasn't been as good this year. Julius Randle, he's been solid. He's had his moments, but he's been inconsistent. Their whole team has been inconsistent.
Which I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think like, especially after last year, I think you can like have more faith in Julius Randle in the playoff series.
But they've just been so inconsistent, which worries me. Ant can be the guy, but against a Nuggets team with a Jokic
Who
and
abuses Rudy Gobert.
which
Yeah.
yes, and I think the most underrated thing about the Nuggets, and I have them as my dark horse to win the finals. They're going into a playoff series where Jamal Murray is already on a heater. That never happens. And when Jamal Murray gets on a heater in the playoffs, we start seeing him and Jokic play off of each other. And if Aaron Gordon can stay healthy, they can keep Cam Johnson. It can get really scary for other teams because when Jokic and Jamal Murray are at their best,
It's very, very hard to beat them.
yeah, when they're at their best, they look like the best team in the. They look like a well-oiled machine. They look like they show flashes of the Spurs.
Was it
Because-
last year that Timberwolves eliminated them, though?
Yes.
Yes, I think it
So-
was Nuggets before that, and then Timberwolves eliminated them last year. So you already know it's.
I think, again, I can't count them out because of Ant-Man. But again, the Nuggets, they got the championship fortitude, championship
Yep.
DNA.
They're more
Yep.
complete at this point. The Timberwolves are a little broken right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, again, for me, that's the series that I'm truly most excited to see.
For sure.
Because the thing I'll say about Ant-Man and the whole injury thing, unless he can't walk, he's going to hoop and he's
Yup.
going to give you energy. He's going to give you effort. That's
For
just
sure.
his DNA. He's built like that.
Yep.
So, and he's not going to make no excuses. That's one thing. He's
Yup.
not going to make no excuses. So, I think we're going to have one hell of a series. I truly, really think it comes down to Rudy Gobert.
Mm-hmm.
How much pride do you take? You know, you got people saying, well, you got Pat Beverly saying you're one of the
Don't.
best defenders
We're not
ever,
doing
blah,
that.
blah.
Better
You're-
than Ben Wallace. Pat Bev needs to shut it. He's talking like he's a Hall of
You're-
Famer.
You're a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Take pride and don't get bullied and don't get abused like you have been against Joker. And I think that's easier said than done, first of all.
Yeah.
But you're the
For sure.
stifle tower, as big as you are. Like, something's got to give. I think it was First Take or something. Some media outlet I was watching mentioned that Jokic is shooting above 60% when guarded by this man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's bonkers.
But that's the thing. Rudy Gobert,
Y'all seen him try to do the windmill?
he's a He's a pure interior defender. You get him on the perimeter, he doesn't know what he's doing. Honestly, for a 4-time defensive player of the year, that's a
That shouldn't be a
7-1
thing.
big man. You would think he can guard the post. But he's not really great at guarding the post, and we know Jokic, even when he posts up, he's a threat to pass. He's a threat to score. He can post fade. He can just turn around and shoot a jumper. He can do whatever. You're at his mercy, and Rudy Gobert is not nearly the defender that he needs to be to guard him. So I feel like they need to, at that point, let his pride go. If they start getting killed, they're going to need to double and rotate around.
Or they got to go small. Get him out of there, bring in Naz Reid, go small ball. Because that might be their best opportunity.
Yep.
Moving on, of course, now we got the second round. I believe we all have Denver winning up probably a close series.
See, I can't say.
I do.
I can't say because, like I said, Ant-Man showed me. He went to back-to-back conference finals, so I can't count him out.
For sure.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He lost to Dallas 2 years ago. He lost to Shane them last year. He's been there. He knows what it takes. So I can't. Again, they're going against Denver, but he also eliminated Denver.
Yep.
So
Yes.
I can't say definitively the way you can that Denver makes it out. I just can't. I can't do it.
Yeah, I could definitely see it.
Well,
I could see it going either way.
regardless, whoever wins that series, they'll be moving on to play the Spurs. That will be very interesting series. And
I think
if I'm the
everybody wants to
Spurs-
see Spurs versus Nuggets. I think everybody wants to see that.
if
Jokic
I'm the
versus-
Spurs, obviously you'll finish your series quick. If I'm the Spurs, I'm watching that series and I'm rooting for Minnesota because Denver has been a bad matchup for them all season. And even with a chance in the last game, with a chance to avoid them until the conference finals, they lost again. Albeit all great games, but they've come out on the wrong side of them.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that series would be honestly probably the best series of the playoffs.
Absolutely.
The Wemby Jokic matchup. Obviously Jamal Murray, you'd have to put Stephon Castle on him.
You have to.
Both teams got depth. Both teams got the star player. Both teams have good defense. Really, what it'll come down to, I think, and honestly, whoever wins that series, I have them winning, or I have them making it to the finals. I think the Thunder are good. I don't think that they make it to the finals this year. I think experience is going to come into play, and I think the Spurs shooting. I think the Spurs, they are inconsistent shooting the ball, and I think if Denver can steal one game at home or even two, it might be over for the Spurs. I definitely think if Denver kept Mike Malone and didn't fire him, I think that I would pick them to be winning the finals. Or not winning the finals, but making the finals. But with them having a newer coach, spending, a year and a couple months with him, you could still tell that there's certain times where they're not Jokic and him, they're disagreeing, or the team isn't as consistent. and as like team oriented, playing team basketball as they were with Mike Malone. But yeah, we'll see how it goes for sure.
Of course, Thunder haven't made. Whoever wins the
Rockets Lakers.
whoever
series.
wins the fraud matchup will move on to OKC, and regardless of who wins that series, I see the Thunder beating them in 5.
Honestly, if the Rockets win, I think OKC wins. I think they win in 6 though.
Okay.
Well, six sounds about right. But I don't know if you guys remember opening night.
The Rockets beat the Thunder.
No, the Thunder beat
Thunder
the
beat 'em.
Rockets, but
It was a nail biter. It went to
nail
overtime.
biter.
It was, I think, what, double overtime. That game was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it
You
was
know
the
what I
free.
mean?
Yep, the free throws at the end for sure. Yep.
And I think that's the type of series we'll get.
Yeah,
I think that's the type of series we'll
I
get.
definitely
So
think that's why I said 6 because it definitely could be interesting because if we can see Sengun actually be aggressive, that's his problem. He's typically not aggressive. If he could be aggressive,
Just like Chet.
Chet's a solid defender. He has the height and length, but it just seems like at times he doesn't know how to use his size. I think if Sengun can go at him, especially because Chet's like KD, he's fragile. When you be physical with him,
they're gonna put Harkenstein on him.
That's
yeah,
smart.
they definitely should. But my thing is, if you do that, are you running? I doubt that they run Chet off the bench. If you throw him at the 4, what are you? I don't. You're not guarding him. You're not putting him on KD.
You'll put him on. You probably put him on
Jabari?
Thompson
Oh,
or
oh.
Jabari.
Jabari.
Yeah,
You know
I was
what I
gonna
mean?
say. I feel like you have to hide him on Jabari. Not saying hide like he's a bad defender,
But the matchup wise,
but yeah,
because if you're smart, you don't want Chet to get in foul trouble because Sengun's
Mhm.
physical.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's smart where
Yup.
you'll draw fouls. If Hartenstein picks up 2 quick ones, cool, no big deal. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you'll figure that out because he's not really a focal point of the offense.
yep.
He's your 4th, 5th option. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So I think that's something that will end up having to happen. But I'm curious to see if Houston would decide to go big. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where you got Clint Capella at the 5, Sengun at the 4, KD at the 3, Jabari and Thompson,
Yeah.
or if that's a situational lineup where they decide to go. Because I think the
They're
length
gonna
will
have to-
disrupt
Yeah,
OKC for sure.
they're gonna have to do that at some point. Even if you don't want to start the game off like that or whatever the case may be, you have to have that lineup on the court at certain situations in every game.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think that will help them work wonders.
Moving on to the other side of the conference, you would have realistically the Pistons seeing the Cavs, and this one's very interesting to me because I'm not very high on the Pistons this playoff run, so I personally have the Cavs winning in I think 7 games.
Why are you not high on the Pistons?
They have to prove to me that they're because the playoffs is a different beast. They have to prove to me that they're
Are you
They-
are you forgetting last year? They should have they had a couple inexperienced moments that
Mhm.
cost them the game against the Knicks, which clearly they cleaned up as you
Mhm.
see what they did the regular season.
Yeah.
I think that's going to translate, and I think this first round series against who I think will be the Hornets,
That's
or even
gonna
if
That'll-
it's the Magic, that's going to help them sharpen those tools that cost them last year's series.
what I see in that playoff series will show me a lot.
My only gripe with that statement is like you said, we've seen the Cavs fall apart numerous amount of times. And Garland for Harden, okay, they got a new player, but Harden's also known for crumbling in the playoffs. So I'm interested to see how that goes. Honestly, that's a toss-up. I think it does go 7. Honestly, I think it goes 7, but with not only the history but also Detroit being at home, assuming Kate is fully healthy, um, I think I'll go Detroit in 7. I think that series goes at least 6 games though.
The first run is going to be a telltale of what to expect out of both teams.
Yes.
Mhm.
How Cade's looking, his
Yep.
health wise, how Harden fits in playoff style with
Yep.
Donovan Mitchell.
Mhm.
So, and then we're
I-
assuming we get the Celtics and the Knicks, huh?
Yep. And this is a series where
Celtics in 6.
this is
I just think that's a scary series for Jason Tatum. Because
That puts
you
them
mean
on the mental.
mentally.
Yep.
mentally,
That's a lot on the mental.
I think also if he tries to make it too personal,
Mhm.
whereas like I got hurt against these guys, like I want to be the
Yeah.
get comfortable coming in, understanding you're Robin to Jaylen Brown's Batman, and ride it that way. I think if he comes in thinking he's Superman to Jaylen Brown's Batman, I think the Knicks can play
Yeah.
on that and
Cuz
really
they're gonna
and really do an upset again, if you
for
will.
sure.
I see what you're saying. I think Jason Tatum is capable of like putting that aside because over the season he has been like we've seen him be a great playmaker before, but he's really like he's really stepped that up this year. His rebounding has always been an underrated aspect of his game. He's stepping that up this year, and he's averaging almost a triple double consistently. So I think Jaylen Brown, even moving forward beyond this year, I think Jaylen Brown can be our primary scorer while Tatum handles that. And I think if we can like use that formula for this series, we can take care of the Knicks, who, like you said earlier, have struggled this year
Mhm.
in about 6 games.
I think so. That's just I think we take care of them at 6, assuming Tatum is accepting of that secondary role. But
Assuming we're healthy.
I
too.
think I just don't know because that is a huge question. That's also what I was gonna mention because that plays a lot on the mental game. 1 and 2. We know Jason Tatum, 1, he doesn't shy away, but he tries to embrace things at times too much. And he really does try to be the guy and go over the top like we seen in the 2022 series against the Warriors. Obviously we were inexperienced, but there was times Tatum wasn't hitting his shots. There was things that he could have been doing better. He was missing players. And he wasn't being a playmaker, but he was still like, okay, I got to get us back into this game. I got to get us back into this game. When our other players who were more efficient, taking better shots, and also open, in the Warriors used that as a weakness. The Dallas series, I mean, we overpowered them, but there were still times Tatum wanted to do too much. And it's also going to be, I think what's underrated about this is going to be a coaching battle. Joe Mazzulla, I don't know how I feel about him. Like he's a no-nonsense coach and stuff like that, but at times he doesn't know how to take. Obviously, you don't want to take your foot off the gas, but at certain times you do, in a sense.
I think he, this is just my personal standpoint, I think he gets too much credit. He kind of fell into the same situation that Steve
Honestly,
Kerr
I was
did.
gonna say I think he's
He
just
fell into
like
the
Steve
same
Kerr.
because
Mark Jackson built the team, and he
completely.
instilled in the team what they were doing. He let them shoot the shots. So Steve Kerr just came in and
Yep.
was like, okay, y'all just keep
Mind
doing
you,
that.
Mark Jackson's the one who said that Steph and Clay were the best backcourt shooting duo of all time.
Yep.
Before it was
Before it was to this
factual,
magnitude. Yep.
he called it. Whereas, like I said, Joe Mazzulla, he inherited
From
a
Ime
team that
Udoka.
went to the finals.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So he can pull a lot of what was already Ime Udoka, make minor tweaks, which one of his tweaks was, hey guys, shoot the three.
Which
And that is, in the playoffs,
It's
that
good,
can
but
hurt
it's
you.
bad. That's, I mean, realistically, we shouldn't have been in that situation last year. And honestly, you can't really take back injuries. Would Tatum have gotten injured if we just played it smarter and he didn't have to go all out in those later games? We'll never know. But game 1 and game 2,
Are inexcusable.
Up 20 and losing.
those games were, that was genuinely, I think that's the most upset I've been about an NBA game that didn't decide a series, that wasn't the finals. Like, literally inexcusable. How do you back to back? Like, first game, that should never happen, especially we have too much talent. But you know what? Okay, whatever. How do you do it back to back? You don't think, okay, let's make adjustments. We're up 20.
That's how you
let's
do it in the
let's
playoffs.
change it up. Let's take more time off the clock. We don't gotta chuck threes. Key in on defense. Take time off the clock. Play patient. So y'all not taking too much of y'all energy. Y'all can reserve y'all energy. But we'll have to see. I think it'll be a great series though.
Moving on. With this being the playoffs, I wanted to ask you guys, what players have had the most to gain from winning a championship?
James Harden.
Yeah. He
Like, without even at first, it's James Harden.
he needs that.
Yes.
He lost with OKC in 12, and then since then, nothing. Jumping around from team to team, whatever the case. In Houston, they made the conference finals
They
and stuff
had
like
that, yeah.
that. You know, they were there and they had an opportunity.
Chris Paul
Chris
goes
Paul gets
down,
hurt.
and
You see what I'm
then-
saying? But
He
like,
plays horrible in
And
game
then
7.
that game 7's the worst shooting performance in NBA.
you go to Brooklyn.
and then you just
You
y'all
force you out of Brooklyn. You're in
Yeah.
Philly.
Force yourself
You're
out
up
of Philly.
3-2 against Boston. In Philly for game 6. No show. Game 7. Yikes. Now you are in LA with the Clippers.
and then that's just
It didn't really,
there
I'm not
wasn't
gonna-
really
I'm not
much
gonna-
you can do.
it went 7, but where were you again?
Mm.
Then you force your way out because the team wasn't doing too hot. Ironically, he gets traded. They start trending up. The Clippers did.
Mm-hmm.
I think James Harden has the most to gain out of winning the chip. Even if he's not Finals MVP, we expect Donovan to get that. But James Harden being the playmaker would have a huge part in it. I think
I think
he has the most to benefit.
I think that would also like dramatically improve his reputation. Is like, I think a ring would put him
It stamps him as probably
a
the
top 25 player.
third or fourth best shooting guard
Yeah.
of all time.
I think he's fourth, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think that definitely solidifies it.
Behind Jordan, Kobe, and D Wade.
Honestly, I hear it with Harden. Honestly, they're neck and neck. I think KD. KD, I think KD just a little bit more because KD, same thing. And KD, he's undeniable. He's an undeniable talent. I mean, I have a gripe with him because I love Russ, but his career, you're picked to be the guy. You win an MVP, everything's looking good. You're the guy. You have your secondary guy, which sometimes looks like the first guy. You go in a playoff. You go in a playoff series. You're up 3-1 against the Warriors. You're a no-show. You leave Russ out there and the team by themselves. You play okay, but you definitely could have been better. And for an MVP, you should be better. As one of the best players in the league, top 5 player in the league, you should be better. Okay, you say that you're going to stay, you leave. You go to the Warriors. You win championships. Oh, you got your finals MVPs. but also how much of that is because all the gravity was towards Steph. You leave the Warriors, you go to Brooklyn, you go team up with Kyrie. That doesn't really pan out.
And Harden.
Yep. I was gonna say, you guys go out, y'all get Harden. Doesn't really work out. Y'all don't really play like that. You have a chance in 2021. Foot's on the line, losing OT. You are a no-show.
And yes,
You are a no-show in overtime.
yes.
I don't care that you hit that shot to get to overtime. If you are a no-show in overtime, it doesn't matter. Okay, Harden's not working. Let's go get Ben Simmons. That doesn't work out. Ben Simmons doesn't really play. Okay, cool. I don't want to be in Brooklyn anymore. Give me the Phoenix. They were in the championship a couple years ago. They have a good roster. Go pair me up with them. That doesn't work out. Okay, I want to leave. Goes to Houston. KD is an undeniable talent, but I think people can't put him in their top 10, and they put an asterisk next to his name because he sat there and went to a team that was already solidified, already a great team.
73-9.
Even I was gonna say best record of all time. Oh, you want to say they lost the finals? They were up 3-1. In almost any other scenario, they win that series. If Draymond doesn't get suspended, they win that series.
They may win that game.
Like, it's just to sit there and the fact that it's the team that you lost to, that you were a no-show to, I think that hurts his career. If he can get a ring without the Warriors,
Without Steph.
especially since Steph won a ring without him,
That's a second.
a second one without one after that, I think if he goes out without another ring, you can't deny his rings, but you can question if he can do things by himself, and it's a valid question to be had. I think he needs one. I think James Harden's also up there, but I think KD's just slightly above him.
Yeah, 100%. Like, when you look at Steph's success without KD, you have to question KD's lack of success without Steph. So, a ring here with not really a
With a good
With a-
team, a good roster, but it's also a young, inexperienced
and
roster.
like where you're undisputably the guy, I think a ring here would definitely solidify him as, I think, top 10, which, because I don't have him in my top 10 right now.
Okay, so if they do win a ring, and Sengun gets that Finals MVP, how do you feel about that? Is it still okay he won without Steph? He clearly contributed and helped to a young team that just a year ago had problems. Or do you look at it as, okay, he was the Robin?
Well, I think like a situation like that requires a ton of context, because if KD is KD, but like Sengun just goes off, has a Jokic type series, I think you still give KD that credit. If KD's
It's the
robbed
Shaq and Kobe. It's the Shaq and Kobe situation, because Shaq is Shaq. Like,
Yep.
yeah,
you go back and if you just look at the finals numbers,
Oh,
They're
you
ridiculous.
incredible.
Oh yeah, I went back and watched the game.
And then
yeah.
you look at Kobe's numbers, it's like it's a Superman Batman situation.
Yeah,
You know
he's
what I mean?
there. It's not like he's not performing.
So,
it's just
You know, there's some knock for Kobe not having, five
five all
MVPs,
five. Yep.
which is fine because you had Shaq. There's nothing. You
And
can do.
also, I think people just give him slack, but you also have to think he's 21, 22, 23 with a 26, 27, 28 prime Shaq,
Right.
and he's
And the
entering a
most-
stage trying to enter his prime.
the most idiotic thing I hear with that is people saying Shaq carried Kobe.
Yeah.
That
And
is 100% not the truth.
so the reason I bring that up is because I don't think KD gets slighted if they win this year and Sengun's the Finals MVP.
I don't even.
Unless he plays inherently bad.
which
Even-
we've never
yeah,
really seen from
don't-
KD.
Yeah.
Maybe against Boston. That
in-
one time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what,
he was
2022,
in Brooklyn.
2022?
But other than that, for the most part, he's Kevin freaking Durant.
yeah.
Also, I think sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes it's too much slander for guys not getting Finals MVP.
Yeah.
Truth be told, Steph Curry, when he beat Boston and got Finals MVP, it was like a weight was lifted off of him.
Yep.
Yeah.
He should have won Finals MVP the first one. They gave it to Iguodala for defense.
For holding
Holding-
LeBron to a 35-point triple-double, basically.
Because, I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Like that. I don't know what necessarily is the criteria
He
for
was-
that one.
exactly.
Yeah.
He was needed, but he was needed. He's not like he's one of those guys where you're like, where in the future you talk about it like Iggy was he's an unsung hero. He's not an MVP. Like how
I like that.
Jason
Yes.
Terry, like he was the unsung hero for
the 2011
Dallas.
Mavericks.
He's not the Finals MVP. He's the unsung hero. That's how it should have
Yeah,
been.
that Iggy getting that Finals MVP would be like Jason Terry getting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
And you can even argue that Steph deserved the Finals MVP over KD one of those years.
Mm-hmm, for sure. But it's so hard because you have to think they keyed in, especially after that the 2015 and even the 2016 series where they lost. They looked at it like, okay, we've seen Steph kill us multiple times at this point. Last year we just barely got out. We have to key in on Steph. If Clay's gonna beat us, KD's gonna beat us, Draymond's gonna beat us, okay, cool.
I will say this. My bad to cut you off, but in the 2015 Finals, Steph averaged 10 more points than Iggy. They averaged about the same amount of assists, and rebounds was pretty close. The fact you gave it to him for this supposed defense, when the man still went crazy, to me was a little odd, but whatever. But again, this whole point is that I say that to say this again, that I don't think that if Sengun goes
I don't think it was
24,
like
10 and
8,
5 or something like that and they win the finals and he's Finals MVP, and Durant is 26, 4 and 6, it's not like he won the ring, but it's because of Sengun. There's gonna be
Honestly,
idiots that say that.
But
honestly, I
realistically-
think even if he goes out and has 18, 6 and 6,
you're still crediting him.
I think, especially because he already has 2 Finals MVPs, you're still going to look at it like, okay, he won without Steph. He didn't get Finals MVP. He's already has Finals MVPs. He's now a 3-time champion, 2 Finals MVPs. He won without the super team. Okay. I think that lifts weight off his shoulders. I don't
But
expect.
the thing is, he got 2 though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
2 rings and 2 Finals MVPs. James Harden hasn't even sniffed
That's
the
true.
finals.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Mind you, the Warriors almost 3-peated with KD if he doesn't tear his Achilles.
For sure. If they have honestly, even hot take, I think even if they have Clay, they've done it before. If they have Steph, Clay, Draymond, I still think that they win that series.
They lost both of them.
Yeah.
Because I think Clay's the best 3-and-D player of all time. He's up there for two-way
Game
players.
6 Clay is a real thing.
He's up there
Very real.
for two-way players. Top two-way players of all time.
Game 6 Clay is a real thing.
Mm-hmm. And people need to start talking about Game 5 Clay. Game 5 Clay is statistically right there, if not better than Game 6 Clay.
Debatable.
I'm look at this. Look at right there, if not better. They're close. Let me. But it's.
Yeah, I think if they win that series and KD's hurt for the entire time, that's another thing that kind of like hurts his reputation.
Yeah.
But a few other guys that definitely don't have as much to gain as these guys, but definitely have something to gain. I think Luca has a lot to gain if he comes back and wins a
Mhm.
ring.
See, for me, he's young still,
Yeah, I was gonna say he still has
and
time.
he's been to a finals.
Buy
Again,
him, not
James
buy him,
Harden
but
has
almost.
not even been to a finals
Yep.
since he was the sixth man with the Thunder.
Yep.
Cause I don't think it's detrimental he gets one, but he has a lot to gain if he wins one this year.
Yeah.
This one's a little hot, but I think if Shea wins another ring this year, I think that's when you start that's when he starts entering like top 10 conversations for some people.
Not yet.
Top 10 what?
Not yet.
Top 10 point guards?
He's already
Wait, top 10 what? Because okay, let's have this conversation. One,
not for me.
He doesn't. I know, but I'm just saying. He doesn't have the all-time stats yet.
Cause
He.
you can already count this because he's gonna win MVP this year. He doesn't. I don't think.
I don't think he should, but he probably will.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't think he should either.
Okay.
They gotta really break down the criteria for us because,
Mm-hmm.
as far as I'm concerned, it's most valuable, and they hold it to a certain. For example, Michael Jordan has 5. You're gonna tell me that Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, I don't know who else won it over him during that span, but they were better than Michael Jordan or more valuable?
Mm-hmm.
I can understand the more valuable part.
I can understand that for Charles Barkley.
And like
Karl Malone, yes and no.
No, but I'm not even saying it for debate. I'm saying just because
Mm-hmm.
is it the best player? Because we know Jordan was.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely
You
not.
see what I'm saying?
And there's also voter fatigue that goes into it.
Which is what Joker's dealt with.
I was gonna say Jokic has been the most valuable player to his team
for the last 5
for the
years.
past 5 years, and I don't think I think it's undeniable. When Embiid won it,
Embiid didn't even play. I think he played like 58 games that year.
when Embiid won it, they were fine without him. If you take Jokic off of the Nuggets any year of the past 5 years, and you take every other superstar off their one team, the Nuggets drop significantly worse than every other team.
Yeah, and I think like particularly this year, I think the stats and like the storylines are telling us something completely different than what the NBA is pushing on us, which is SGA being MVP.
Mm-hmm.
The last guy I think has a lot to gain is LeBron. Obviously,
I
yeah.
get
Just
where
pushing
you're
toward,
coming
like,
from.
catch.
Yes and no, because
He's not gonna win that Finals MVP,
he won with Finals MVP, but
and
also
they're gonna put that against him.
But also, guess what? You won with Luca.
That's what I'm saying.
So now add another essentially Hall of Fame player to the list of the guys LeBron played with, aka the help that he's gotten. I don't
Mhm.
think
I
he
think-
gains
I was
much
gonna
from
say
that.
I don't think that it would hurt him. I think he'd stay neutral. Honestly, it might hurt him a little bit because there's those people that's gonna be like,
It's the narrative.
if you're gonna
Yeah.
if you're in the GOAT debate, you have to win all your Finals MVPs. He's not gonna win it. He's not gonna be the guy. And honestly, if Reeves sits there and goes crazy, if he's third, that's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt his case more than it helps.
Yeah. So I don't.
But I don't think Reeves is coming back this run at all.
Yeah, he might not, but if he comes back for Western Conference Finals, has a solid Western Conference Finals, comes back in the finals and is the second option, I don't think it helps LeBron. I don't think he is coming back though. LeBron, I don't think he has the most to gain from it. Maybe from a personal standpoint for him,
Yeah.
like he's like, all right, I got 5 now. I got 5. Jordan got 6, but I did it when I was 42.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for him, he's gonna. But LeBron, they can lose in the first round and he retires. There's not gonna be like, LeBron is LeBron. Everything's all
Yeah.
set for him.
Mm-hmm.
James Harden, they lose in the first round.
Nah.
Wow,
That's horrible. For
that's
me.
what I'm
He's
saying.
gonna, yeah.
So, like, even if they lose in the first round, it's not gonna be as bad as a James Harden first round exit.
I get what
That's
you're
why I
saying.
say for Harden, he has the most to gain.
I think for me personally, I think if Harden goes out early, I think that hurts him more than KD. But I feel like if KD, because if you get James Harden, he gets a ring. People are already debating him or D Wade for the 3 spot. I think it's D Wade, but people are already debating that.
I think it's rather close.
If he wins that, does he gap D Wade?
It makes it that much
It makes
closer.
it closer,
Yeah,
but I don't think that he jumps up.
because like
But if KD wins, that's when you can start throwing him in your top 10. Then people are gonna have the conversations with him and Larry Bird. Do I think that those are justified? No, because Larry Bird won 3 MVPs in a row. But I feel like those conversations hold more weight than Harden and D Wade when you're gonna look at D Wade. Okay, he was a better defender. Harden's a better,
Playmaker.
yeah.
Now, don't get
which I don't think.
when I say that, just understand Dwayne Wade was a hell of a
Yeah.
playmaker early on in his career.
Yep. Harden's a better scorer, but
one thing I say with this debate is like that 2006 run is just Harden will never say never, but I really don't see him ever doing that.
Oh no, you can say never at this juncture. You can say never. Yeah, it's never gonna happen. But
the thing
but
that hurt Harden the most
Harden averaged, what was it, 35 or 36?
in the season, 36.4, I
They
believe.
had 36.1.
He
Yeah, it was 36.
like his Houston years, he went crazy,
The thing
Yeah,
that hurts
but it
him
didn't
the
translate in
most,
the playoffs.
if Harden didn't have to go up against the prime Warriors,
Yeah, that hurt a lot of guys.
I don't think.
Damon and CJ.
Yeah, I think it
Russ
would
too.
have. I think we wouldn't be having conversations with him and Wade. I think we would have been having conversations. I can't say him and Kobe. He's not winning 3.
Yeah,
If he wins 3, you can have
He
it.
might-
It's gonna be shut down
he
quick
might
though.
get to three finals, but I see.
But he'll be able to. You might have him over D Wade, and you're arguing for D Wade at that point, and then you start bringing in Finals MVPs, and he played with LeBron, stuff like that. But if him and Chris Paul win that ring, man, if Chris Paul got to win a ring, like, I think
probably
that
puts him in
solidifies him in
top 5 point guards of all time.
I mean, if we really think about it, the Warriors, they went to what, 5 straight finals?
15, 16, 17, 18. Yup.
Yes.
So the way the Bulls were looked at with Michael Jordan was like, all right, we got to just look on the other side who the Warriors are going to play.
Mm-hmm.
They ran the West, like, so we can tip our hats a little bit when you got guys like Harden got to the conference finals, Game
Dame.
7, you know what I
Yep.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
You got CJ and Dame went against the Warriors. I think that if I'm not mistaken, got swept, but it was a competitive series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's nothing to sniff your hat at. But now when you jump ship, you go to Brooklyn, you go to Philly, you're in the East. Who are you really? Because at this time, this is not the Miami Heat, Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron James East. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like, now we start to look at you like, You are with a Joel Embiid. You are with KD and Kyrie in the East. You see what I'm saying? And
For
now
sure.
you're back in the East with the Donovan Mitchell and a good, formidable Cavs team. You can lose. You got to show up, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the other piece of it. He hasn't won,
And
and there's games where he
has.
hasn't shown up. So I think that's where he has the most to gain.
Yeah. I want y'all take on 2 point guards. One, do y'all have Russ in you guys' top 5?
Yes.
And if not, where do you have him?
I think he has to be in the.
Cause it's
He's probably not top 5. He's probably top 10.
I was see cause Curry Magic 1A 1B. Right? You have Isaiah Thomas. He has to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
And Russ. I think he's at 4,
okay.
and then you
What,
put
John Stockton.
yeah at 5.
I think.
So Chris Paul.
I believe he's above Chris Paul.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just naming point guards. Steve Nash.
I think
'Cause
J
Nat-
Kidd. I think you got to put J Kidd above him.
I was just about to name him too.
I think J Kidd's above him.
See, Nash got 2 MVPs though.
Yes.
Those are
they're
questionable.
con-
Those are questionable. Those are controversial. But
I think he's probably number 6. I think he's right outside the top.
I was gonna
5.
say if he's not top 5, I feel like he has to be 6, 7 at the least.
Yeah.
And how do y'all feel about Kyrie?
I love Kyrie. He's one of my favorite players to watch ever. But
he's probably top 10 talent wise, but I don't think you put him top 10.
Yeah, I don't think
I
he's a
look at
top 10
him
point
as-
guard. But I had this debate.
oh boy.
I won't. I think
I think he's overrated.
Who's that?
You said
Kyrie.
Overrated? I don't know about that one.
Because as much as I love him, like, you have guys that maybe media has like
Cavs don't win.
Choose your words wisely.
yeah,
Choose your words wisely.
maybe media has like ruptured my vision of him, but you have guys that are putting him in their top 3, top 5 point guards of all
All
time.
right. See, that's not.
Yeah,
See,
that's-
those are 7-year-olds.
Maybe-
That's what I'm talking
Maybe
about.
for talent wise, for sure.
Yeah.
But
I think he's probably the most talented. Either him or Kobe.
Cavs don't win without Kyrie.
No, absolutely.
So
My-
with that being said, how do you say he's overrated?
My question is, I made a point. I need your opinion. I feel like LeBron ruined the trajectory of his career. The pushback was, how does he ruin the trajectory of his career if he won a ring? We don't know if he wins a ring without LeBron.
You mean
Where do
scoring wise,
y'all-
individual wise?
Individual wise, like just him alone in his career.
I think he puts up a lot of meaningless numbers
Because
Who's
I
that?
think
Kyrie?
if LeBron never comes back,
I don't know about meaningless and
because
just
like I don't.
Well, one thing we got to remember too, though, when LeBron came back, also came a Kevin Love, and
Mhm.
also came
exactly.
the GM hat.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? He
Um,
started putting together rosters and stuff like that. So it's not just, oh, here comes LeBron, and then now Kyrie's doing like Kyrie was. There's a reason LeBron came back.
Exactly.
There's a
Yeah.
he's like, okay, I just played with Mario Chalmers, and you know
D-Wade's starting to regress a little
he's
bit.
fine or whatever, but
Yep.
Pat Riley also is not letting me call the shots and dictate shit. And there's a young guy over there who got it. Like
yeah.
he's him. and I could come over there, and oh wait, now I can get Kevin Love, who's putting up numbers and not doing anything in Minnesota.
And I'm gonna get all the love for coming back.
You know,
But my thing is, right? Okay. You can say meaningless numbers, but
Because only reason I say meaningless is because that's a bad Cavs team he was doing well on.
he definitely was. I mean, obviously, I don't assume he's there by himself putting up those numbers and they don't build around. Obviously, there's a chance of that, but I don't assume so.
Yeah.
But even my pushback was 2018 Celtics probably had the best roster to take down that Golden State team if they have Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
If they have Gordon Hayward, I don't think the Cavs I don't think the Cavs
But Kyrie
beat
goes
the
down
Celtics
there
in
too.
7. I don't think, yeah, for sure. But I'm saying, like, if he's healthy, if Gordon Hayward's healthy, if both teams are healthy, I don't think
pushback I have against that take. Gordon Hayward got hurt.
game one,
one.
for sure.
So we
know
have-
exactly
for sure.
what it was and
We have
how
no
you
idea.
Yeah,
came
we
what
don't
that
know what it would have looked
would
like,
look
for
like.
sure.
Early in game one.
off a lob. Like, who the hell
Yeah.
you think you are?
And and then even if we got to see him and KD play together really in Brooklyn, even if it was without James Harden, with James Harden they definitely win if they're healthy and play together. But even if it's Kyrie and KD, they didn't play together really because he was dealing with all that off the court issues and stuff like that. Like he's had chances even in 2024 if they don't go up against the God Squad Celtics. But he's had chances. But even
Which, to that point, he did not play well in that series. Outside of,
I think
I believe it was game 3, he played really well.
he could have played better. I don't think that he played bad only because, one, he wasn't the first option, and two, Luka was not only the primary guy, but he was like the guy that, like, he was taking a lot of shots, but two, he was facilitating for the others. Like the PJ Washingtons and things like that. I feel like if Kyrie had more of a chance to really be Kyrie, I think he would have performed better. But I just wanted to get y'all take on that.
That's where we're gonna wrap things up. But before I do, I want to note that right now the Magic are up against the Hornets, albeit very early, but they are up right now. But
They're prone to shit the bed, so
yeah,
I want to before we wrap this up. Game 5 Clay averages in 23 games. He averages 21.7, so 22, 4 and 2. Game 6 Clay in I think in 15 games he averages 19, 4 and 2.
yeah. But remember, he got hurt in Game 6,
He-
which brings down the averages.
that's true.
Also, the magnitude of the
That
Game
is-
6 is where Game 6 Clay became Game 6
Yeah.
Clay.
That's true. But Game 5 he played less minutes. Hey. All right, wrap it up.
But yeah, that's where we do wrap things up. Stay tuned next week. We're gonna cover more of the playoff rounds.